Hello everyone, welcome back to the Community Psychoeducation course. Today is the 12th and last meeting of this course. That is why I have decided to make a video with myself on the screen so that you can at least see me once during the course of the semester. Without further ado, let's begin. This video is actually going to be pretty short. Firstly, I will give a reminder about the agenda of meeting 12, and then I'm going to explain the content of phase 4, which is evaluation, and lastly, I will be elaborating on the technicalities of the final exam. As I have explained on the Google Classroom on Saturday, the agenda for meeting 12 depends on the pace of your group. So if you have already finished implementing your project, you can proceed to the phase 4, which is evaluation. But if you haven't yet finished designing and implementing your project, you can proceed doing that and conduct the evaluation outside of class. Now I'm going to elaborate on the evaluation phase, which is the 4th phase. I actually already mentioned and elaborated a little bit on the guideline for this mini project, but it does seem like a few of you are still confused about what you should do. This is why I'm going to make a more elaborate explanation regarding the evaluation. So the evaluation consists of two things. The first is a peer review, and the second is an in-group evaluation. So in the peer review, you will ask at least 3 members of other groups to evaluate your design. You can ask them through various mediums. You can ask them by telephone, or you can WhatsApp them, or you can make a simple survey and give the link to them. There are two aspects to the peer review. The first is reaction and attention, and the second is persuasivity. In regards to reaction and attention, you can ask the reviewer their impression of your design. So, for instance, you can ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, how interesting is this design? And 1 being not interesting at all, to 10 being very interesting. And then if you designed a video or a series of posts, you can ask them whether they were interested or attracted enough to pay attention to the whole program from beginning to end, or did they stop in the middle because they were bored. If you used other medias, such as maybe infographics, or you created a pamphlet where there is a lot of information, you can ask whether they were able to pay attention to all the details and information being given. And then in regards to persuasivity, you should ask them whether they were persuaded by the psychoeducation program you created. So from a scale of 1 to 10, whether or not they were persuaded to change their behavior or attitude. So for the in-group evaluation, you should discuss as a group what the plus and minuses of your module and program are. So you can discuss the plus and minuses through various different perspectives. You can see the plus and minuses from the perspective of theory you have chosen, so whether the theory was actually fitting for the topic you chose. Secondly, you can evaluate the persuasion strategy you have chosen. You can also evaluate the design you have made. In addition to the plus and minuses, you should also mention the lesson you learned during the process of designing and implementing this project. Additionally, you can also mention what things that should have been or can be improved from your project. Now we will proceed to talk about the final exam. The final exam for this course is scheduled for 11th of May from 8 to 10 a.m. As promised, there will be no written final exam for this course, and all you have to do is submit a presentation of your mini project. So what you have to do is record your group presenting and then submit that recording on the Google Classroom. It's a bit of a shame because I actually wanted to do this final presentation via Google Meet, but I'm actually scheduled to lead 2 exams at the same time. So it won't be possible for me to do a live stream here, but also lead an exam over there. So we'll have to make do with a recording. I hope that is okay with you. For your final presentation, you will be evaluated based on the following matters. The first is clarity of problem definition. The second is clarity of theoretical approach. The third is clarity and relevance of persuasion strategy. The fourth is medium choice. The fifth is design content. And the sixth is evaluation. So the duration of your presentation should fall between 7 to 15 minutes. So that way it's not too short and not too long. I recommend you use the record slide feature on PowerPoint to record your presentation. This is because the record slide feature allows different people to record different slides and then compile them into one PowerPoint very easily. But if you do choose to use other mediums, that's okay too. If you do, for instance, choose to use the PowerPoint feature, you may submit the video in .pptx format, so you don't have to render it or upload the video on Google Classroom because the size is much larger than if you just upload the PowerPoint format. Also, I'd like to note that if you can, please show your face on the screen so we can kind of interact. This is the end of my announcement regarding the mini project and final exam. Because today is the last meeting of this course, I would also like to thank everyone for all your hard work during these 12 meetings. I hope that despite the circumstances of having to learn from home, you still learned a lot during the process. I hope to see you in other classes really soon. Bye-bye.